Dr. Mustafa Barghouthi, who is a member of the Palestinian Legislative Council. Good to see you there, and thank you very much for joining us on our program. As President Abbas is visiting China, what are your expectations regarding bilateral relations?
Well, Palestinian and Chinese people has had always very strong and close relationship, and China has always been very supportive of Palestinian rights for independence, freedom from occupation, and they have supported our struggle for a very long time. At this very moment, one of the main goals is really to get China's support for the admission and recognition of Palestine as an independent sovereign state in the United Nations. This is one of the major diplomatic efforts that are made to overcome the fact that Israel is obstructing any possibility for peace talks and continues to build illegal settlements in the occupied territories, which could destroy eventually any possibility for a Palestinian state or the so-called two-state solution.
Well, we've seen that stronger economic ties are the agenda, and discussions about a free trade agreement are also underway. So what's the potential for cooperation here?
The potential is quite high because I think China today is one of the main, if not the main, commercial partner for Palestinian people in the occupied territories. And having a free trade agreement with China would help us a lot. Although I must say we have to find ways of overcoming the fact that Israel controls the borders, controls the process of import and export for Palestinians because of the continuation of the longest military occupation in modern history, 56 years of Israeli occupation. So we have to find ways to overcome the Israeli obstacles, especially that Israel continues to deduct Palestinian tax revenue and deprive Palestinians from the possibility of using it. I think here we have a very good potential. I think Israel will have to take into consideration the Chinese opinion because Israel itself has commercial ties with China.
With China's efforts, the diplomatic situation in the Middle East is improving this year as relations between the long-time rivals began to thaw. So what will that impact the Palestine-Israel conflict?
Well, in my opinion, a stronger involvement from the side of China, and given the fact that China supports the Palestinian rights without any hesitation, I think there is a very good opportunity here to change the balance of power on the ground, to stand up to the process that Israel is doing, which is the destruction of Palestinian land, the process of annexation, the fact that there is the most extreme Israeli government in the history of this region, a government where ministers describe themselves as fascists. Here we have a very important position of China, which could help change the balance on the ground and make and help stop the process of settlement building and settlement terrorism that is practiced against Palestinian people, so that the road can be open for a just and lasting peace in this region. Not only peace, but a just peace that considers the rights of the Palestinian people for self-determination, freedom, and democracy.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Mustafa Barghouthi, who is a member of the Palestinian Legislative Council. Thank you very much for your insights.